What's up, guys? MrGimms back again for another dev Q&A response video, going through it and letting you know my final thoughts to things. An incredibly decisive, cringy Q&A from the Dead by Daylight dev team. Wouldn't have expected anything different, and there are a couple of cool things coming out of this, but holy shit, the cringe was in full swing tonight, and I want to share that with you guys here. So we'll get to the two first most important changes I think that most people are talking about. The first one being the object of obsession change.
Just a note on this one. If y'all nice and we can have actual discussions back and forth, you know, feedback discussions and constructive feedback, this might be something that we do more often in the future, where we show you an early design and we ask for feedback. Now, this is very scary for us because if this comes and it doesn't work and we don't do this design, we don't want to hear it like 6 months down the line, but you said you promised. No. This was a part of a discussion with the community. So this is a test. We're seeing if this works. We're opening the discussion with you guys. And this is it.
First of all, it is your job as a community manager, as a dev for the Dead by Daylight behavior team, to be transparent, have good communication. It's your job specifically because you are the community manager. So don't try to come at us like, oh, we haven't tried this before, or oh, I'm going to try something new. By what? You're going to try something new by what? By talking to us with good communication, with transparency. You're going to try that. Don't put that back on us. Bullshit. Anyway, object of obsession change. Yeah, it's a step in the right direction. I think it's good. If you are the obsession, your aura is revealed to you for the killer, to the killer for 3 seconds, once every 30 seconds, basically, with the max perk. That's good. It's better than full-time it's full-time viewership if you're running object of obsession right now. It's kind of bullshit, and I don't like it. Good change. I'm happy with it. Let's move on to the next big change, which is, of course, Decisive Strike. Yep, absolutely brilliant. This was one of the two steps I think were going to be the best solution. I had a solution, but this one was a very popular one in the forums for the last, I don't know, 20 years. It's a step in the right direction, man. You can't progress in the game and you can't hijack the game. If you are being tunneled now, you're being tunneled, and if you're focused in that chase during the tunnel, you can now Decisive Strike a minute later. That's brilliant. Can't touch a gen, can't do anything to progress the game, move it forward, otherwise you lose Decisive Strike. I think it's brilliant. There's nothing I can complain about with this. Perfect. Thank you.
Any chance we can get more variation of the backwater swamp? It is so different than the other maps, and it would be great if it got some more love.
Should unmute my mic before I start trying to answer this one. But yeah, I mean, we hear you guys. Like, you know, we know that you want every map ever to have all the love, and we want to give all of the maps all of the love. We have a lot of love to give maps, but right now we're focusing on reworking existing content. We're not looking at creating entirely new ones, right? So reworks are happening, but don't expect any like brand new swamp maps in the near future. That's not a thing that's on the immediate roadmap.
Yeah, also the fact that, I mean, I don't know who gathered these questions because a lot of them are bullshit, but yeah, who wants a rework of the swamp maps when the maps themselves are actually completely fucked? You guys should be aware of the issues in your maps at the moment. There's infinite loops on your maps at the moment for backwater swamps, so maybe fix those first? What is this question?
Are there any plans to rework Haddonfield? Because Haddonfield's getting a lot of noises around it.
I mean, yeah, it's getting the same kind of graphical update that everything else is getting, right? Like I said, we're doing all the maps, guys. Baby steps.
We understand it's baby steps. Haddonfield's been in the game for a long time. It's had the most complaints about it as far as I'm aware of, just by reading the forums myself. I'm not a dev, but I know more than you guys. Yeah, Haddonfield needs a fix, and it needs a fix soon. Everyone hates it, everyone avoids it. Your DC rate or stats that you guys love to use must be going through the roof on Haddonfield, so yeah. It's an important question, but the answer was very, yeah.
Why did we do it like that? And are we planning to change it?
You can do, and it's something that we want to leave as part of the challenge and the decision making for the killer. The killer, as a killer, we want you to try to remember how many times you've thrown each individual survivor on the hook to make that decision. You might get it wrong, but that's part of the spice. Hooking and killing the survivors, kind of the name of the game. I mean, your role is called killer, so that's the focus there, guys.
Well, thank you so much, Patrick, for telling me what my goal is as the killer. I really appreciate that. Thank you, lead game designer. What he's saying is here, guys, with the new HUD that's coming in, or UI, is get good as killer. Yeah? I think we all pretty much got that same message.
Possibility of being being able to customize the HUD ourselves, put the widget where we want them on the screen, for example.
I can weigh in on that.
Yeah, go for it, buddy.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people ask us about this, and every time I feel the same way. I'm like, yeah, that sounds really cool. So it's been discussed internally. It's not simple. It's actually a very complicated feature, not only in terms of development but also for testing. So I can't say that it's planned anytime in the near future, but I wouldn't say that we would rule it out. It's a really cool idea.
So that falls under the wish list kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So talking about the UI, we did receive a lot of feedback after PTB, or during PTB if you wish. So the plan here is basically not much has changed for the release, and we're going to go into this a little bit onto why. But what I'm saying today is that we're going to look at focused feedback specifically for UI for a few weeks after the release, after everyone, and not just only Steam players on the PTB, had their hands for a little while on the new UI.
It's an extremely complicated feature, having to customize your HUD, a feature which has been involved in pretty much any other online game to some point or another. Also, just a quick one, and I was reminded of this on stream tonight when I covered it in the live watch party. It already exists in your game. Yeah? Mobile? You can already customize the HUD in mobile, so what's the go with this? I have no idea what this is. A lot of bullshit being said on this stream, personally, in my opinion.
Yeah, oh, man. Matt, so just so we're clear with everyone, matchmaking is like a deep love of mine. I have a lot of love and passion for matchmaking, so I will try not to talk too much or too long. Gab, please cut me off. Tell me if I'm rambling incoherently on this front. I will shut up if you tell me to. So yeah, matchmaking throughout the day. Matchmaking in general is really hard and super challenging. But when I say throughout the day, I mean day and night, not just when the sun is up, right? But throughout the day, the biggest limiting factor that we have isn't the system. It's not that the matchmaking system itself is like bad at putting people together at certain times of day, but it's rather that there aren't the right players in the queue. And by that, what I mean is, we see this, we have charts that we look at this throughout the day. The ratio of survivors to killers fluctuates. In a perfect world of rainbows and unicorns where we all have lollipops and everyone is happy, there are always 4 survivors in the queue for every killer who's in the queue, right? And that would let us just pump out games constantly. That's not the case, though, right? Sometimes there's too many killers and not enough survivors. Sometimes there's too many survivors and not enough killers. And generally speaking, at nighttime in most regions, the number of killer players starts to drop off, and we just have a surplus of survivor players. So you can imagine we have 400 survivors waiting in the queue. and no killers. As soon as a killer joins the queue, the system is going, oh yeah, and pairing them up with 4 survivors and throwing them in. And then the actual like limiting factor here is waiting for the next killer to queue up in that zone.
So again, you know, with the sympathy, matchmaking is really hard, and this guy loves matchmaking. Well, if this guy looked at stats at all during this period, I mean, he even says it himself, there's less killers playing at night, less killers playing at night, yeah, and more survivor friends groups playing, or whatever, survivors. And that's probably true to a certain point. I definitely can admit that. There's definitely more sweat squads at night. I stream at nights, I know that, as opposed to when I used to stream during the day, but I've queued up during the day and night, and the wait time for survivors is the same. The fact that you're down to 32,000 players on Steam right now is a worry, considering the fact that almost, 6 months ago, you were up to 52,000 as an average. So you have definitely dropped in numbers, and also you say it yourself, there's not enough killers playing. Why don't you grab some of those precious little sparkly stats yourself and ask yourself the really important question out of this good question is, why aren't there any killers playing? Why is there everyone just playing Survivor Friends? Why is everyone playing Survivor? There's a more important question in this good question. Please, Patrick, take a look at it.
Can you give more information on how the ratings will be determined? Example, what counts as a win, or how does it judge if you're doing good or bad?
That's a fantastic question, and I want to be super clear. I understand exactly why everyone is so curious about this. That said, little hesitant to explain every single detail, and the reason why is because
That's a fantastic question. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, you're hesitant to give stats on what is going to be the skill rating or how it's going to be calculated. It's because, honestly, I think you have no fucking idea how it's going to be calculated. It doesn't sound like you have a clue at all during this entire stream. I'm not sure what you like as a person. I'm not personally attacking you. But in terms of this game, matchmaking, which you love, by the way, who the fuck loves matchmaking? That's boring. It's not... You don't really understand anything with the matchmaking. You're not giving us the data. You're not giving us what's required. And therefore, it's a shady tactic and people don't trust you. You've even said in past streams with the devs that you're not going to be showing MMR. You are going to be the first game in history to do that. Every single competitive multiplayer online game shows its MMR. Why? It's because it's how the player base define themselves. It's how they... it's a number that shows them how good they are. If you're not going to show that number, we don't trust you. We don't trust you with matchmaking. We don't trust you with MMR. Bullshit excuses. Don't turn around and say, I'm hesitant to tell you. It's our right to actually know that. I'm not trying to be egotistical here. It's our right.
Key rework plan after the change to Mori's, and when will it be released? Well, this one is always a question. Is difficult to answer if we don't have a final plan, but go ahead.
We don't usually answer when will it be released, although I will tease that we actually do have a couple of
we have a couple of teasers today.
We'll get there. So yeah, I'll field this one. The Mori change was a small change. It was a small change. We wanted to reduce the negative perception around the offering and the frustration that it creates. And this was a very, I don't want to say easy, but it was a simple change to make that we could make quickly. We know that keys can be equally frustrating. Key issues happen less frequently than Mori's. This is what we found. Key hatch escapes are actually pretty rare. I know it doesn't feel rare when it happens to you. I know that it can be very frustrating. So they were not being targeted in the same initiative as the Mori.
I'm sick of these bloody backpatting sessions they have. Ooh, we got a little teaser. Shut up. Get to the point. Stop being so giddy about this sort of crap. He says the Mori change was small. Okay, whatever. All right, no one uses Mori's anymore, by the way. How's that stat? And then he goes on to say that keys aren't that popular and the escape rate it doesn't happen very much. There's not many escapes from keys. I played stream on tonight. I played stream on, tonight after the Q&A, and I had every game. There was I think there was 2 games out of the 10 games I had that they didn't use a key. And he says that, oh, well, they don't actually, it doesn't actually, because it happens to you, you don't really see the difference. No, it happens to me all the time, so I know that keys are in the game all the time. What kind of bullshit are they trying to spin to us on this one? Keys are a problem, and the community put it with Moris because they are both of equal value to a lot of us. Moris were OP, totally with you on that one. But don't turn around and tell me that keys aren't popular when it's happening to me every second game, nearly every game. Nearly every game, I have a key on a survivor as killer. It's just the way it is, mate. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3 with some of the perks you've put in the game. So don't spin that shit on us. We're not taking it. The stream tonight was great, and my stream, not yours. We all agree this was just a bullshit spin.
Any plans for buffing the pig or other weaker killers? Do you have any plans in the work for the older killers in the game?
Yeah, sure. So we have been doing passes on older killers to adjust their performance, take a look at their add-ons, bring them up to standards. So we've been talking about the next 3 killers who are getting adjusted. We've mentioned in the past, but I'll just reiterate it on the stream because I know not everybody catches every single one. So the next pass, the next 3 killers are Freddy, Demogorgon, and Huntress. We are not yet able to tell you what all of the changes are exactly. It's funny that you mentioned the pig. The pig is actually one of the better performing killers overall. That's not to say that there aren't improvements that can be made. Even killers who are doing well could still use some quality of life.
Josh by himself.
Yeah, Scorpion's by himself.
Scorpion's just killer, right? Gets that thing way up for us.
The question here is buffing. Are you planning on buffing the pig, buffing killers? And he says Freddy, which we know is going to get a nerf. Huntress, which is going to get a nerf as well. Iridescent Hatches I don't want, but she's going to get a nerf. And Demogorgon, which is going to be a buff. I think that's the only one out of the 3. And Pig is overperforming. Who knew? How many pigs do you face at rank 1, honestly? I'm not saying Pig's garbage. She's not. But how good is she really? Overperforming? Jesus Christ, these stats, man.
So before we hop on to the next questions and eventually some kind of maybe look into future stuff that we didn't announce yet. What?
Stop. Honestly, fucking stop. It's gross. It's gross. No one cares.
And it keeps going. Whatever. Some number.
You're a DBD dev. Name all perks.
Yeah, name all perks. Yeah, no thank you. Man, I can't even tell you what I had for dinner last night, let alone name all the perks in this game. I still have to check the wiki when people give me names of perks. When I'm working on a perk, I'll know what it does. But yeah, I check the wiki at McLean. You laugh, but I do.
Yeah, he has Wikipedia open on his second monitor at work. He doesn't know all the perks. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm fine with a little lapse of memory or whatever, because there's a lot of perks in the game and stuff, but get a grip.
We have a question about Elodie. Elodie's scream is super loud. Is this something that will get changed?
Yeah, that's...
It is a bug, and this bug will be addressed. What's happening? Okay, that was magical. Thank you.
Honestly, how does it make you feel when they do stuff like this? I'm not actually asking you. I'm trying to connect to you as the viewer. They've taken a question, a serious question, by the way, because it's annoying, and then they've taken the piss with it. They botched the joke as well. If you notice, the whoever is in charge of the stream, mixed up the scenes and stuff like that. They botched that. They couldn't even do the joke properly. This kind of behavior just pisses everyone off. I've talked to many people on stream before. I'm a DBD streamer. I've talked to many people on Twitter, the forums. I'm involved in any sort of, sort of media which is involved with DBD, and people get really, really pissed off with you. It's a piss take, and you guys aren't in the position right now to piss take. No one laughed. I mean, I would like to know, can someone in the comments at least tell me, did anyone laugh at this in terms of laughing with them? I mean, it's all right if you laughed at them, that's fine, but we're talking about a problem that has a basic slider in the actual files. Like when you're actually in the program, when you're actually in the game design program, whatever they're using, Unreal, it's just a slider to turn it down. You don't really need a massive update. You just literally do that, send the update out, done. And they're taking the piss with it. Absolutely. It's batshit crazy what they think they can get away with. It's very disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
Will there be a game health chapter anytime soon? So before you guys answer, I'm gonna be very clear. No, not in the way that we're seeing game health chapter, like having a chapter completely for that. However, you guys.
Yeah, we're going to be targeting the mid-chapter patches for larger volume of quality of life and game health changes. So the plan is not to stop making new stuff. The plan is to just ramp up on those quality of life and game health changes, specifically mid chapter. Not that there won't be like more good stuff in chapters 2, but the mid chapters are where the majority of this effort goes.
We don't do health chapters because we don't believe in it. They do mid-chapter updates, and we get a few things done that are relevant to the game. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it from me. Overall, I just got heated. I started to get angry on stream. You can watch it back if you like. The live watch party is there for anyone to enjoy. I think they are a piss take. I honestly think Patrick needs to shut the F up sometimes. He just dribbles on for 5 hours with nonsensical bullshit. I don't think he has a complete grip on what he's doing. I understand it's hard times right now. It's coronavirus, all that good stuff. It's not good. There's nothing good about it. It's fucking depressing. But I don't think he's the leader we need right now in that team, personally. I'm not saying fire him or whatever. I'm just saying pick up your game a bit. McLean looked depressed and read off the script the entire time. I don't think he has any passion left in him whatsoever. Almo did a no-show, or he was told not to be on stream. I think that was a good decision because I think he needs to stay away from the limelight at the moment. He's probably in enough trouble as it is. He's probably in the doghouse. A lot of people said that on my stream. And Not Queen needs to seriously dial in the bullshit comedy or what she thinks is comedy. And also then pander and say, you need to be nice to us. We're really scared. We want to give you all this information, but we're so scared. We don't want to be put up with it later on and all the crap. Just communicate with your community, Not Queen. Do your job as a community manager. Lead community manager. Get a grip and start a bit of maturity, yeah? This is bullshit. People are pissed off. I'm still getting messages and comments on my YouTube about your behavior. I'm still getting people in Discord talking about it. It's unacceptable. Sorry for the rant. Anyway, guys, sorry. I care. I care too much. That's my problem. But anyway, guys, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also check out more videos of this sort of thing. And I will see you in the next one. See you guys later.